Hey everyone, welcome back to Hitch Up Adventures. Thanks for joining us. And if you've seen some of our footage before, I would have referred to our lovely 200 series cruiser as the Rhino. It's a VX, it's a 2018 model. It's only got about 60,000 Ks on the clock. I just wanted to do a bit of a walk around and show you what gear's on it. And yeah, tell you what we're gonna do with it in the future. So, it does have a GVM upgrade up to the 3850. Now that happened at about 4,000 kilometers after it was actually done. So if you're not aware, that means that that GVM is only specific to the state that you're in. So if you're going to do a GVM upgrade, make sure you do it pre-rego, and then you can have that all over Australia. Just starting around on what this truck had when we purchased it, there was a fair amount of goodies on there, which was amazing. So I'm so glad to be able to pick it up with so low Ks. We got it at about 12,000 kilometers. Since then, put 50,000 Ks on it, having a lot of fun. A few little, marks around the place now. It's going to do a quick cleanup, but I haven't polished it up super tidy, just so you can show what it's in its real state. So pretty easy to see just from the outside. We'll do a bit of a walk around. We've got just the Safari snorkel on there, which I know has worked amazing. You'll probably see some footage a bit later on. We got this thing well under the bonnet and it's been beautiful. Up top, we've got our Rhino rack with the backbone. So that's awesome to have because that does give you a higher load rating on the cruiser, which is 150 kilos to put on your roof. We've just got standard side steps, so we do want to upgrade that and put on some brush bars. That's definitely the next thing we're going to do. In terms of tyres, we did start out running with the open country Toyos, but we have used those up, and now we're running the fuel tyres, which are awesome. Same rims, so we've got the fuel 18-inch, but the tyres are actually the full 33-inch by 12.5-inch wide. So we gained a full 1.5 inches by running, changing over from the Toyos. So I've definitely got a lot more clearance in the bush now, which was fantastic. I'm not sure how easy it is to show you, but it does have a 2-inch lift with that 3850 GVM upgrade. So on the front there, we should be able to see it. There we go. We've got the OME BP51s. I found them to be really comfy. They have this separate reservoir that basically allows you to tune them, which is cool. The only thing we have found is that they do squeak. And if you look online, they talk about it a fair bit, that there's, I think some of the bushes that are in there, the top mount bushes, definitely in the rear have a squeak. And I've got to find someone to fix that, because when you drive along, do get a bit of that. Gets a bit annoying. But when you're in the bush, you never hear it. So anyway, just a bit of feedback for you. So when we look at the front, we've just got the intensity light bar and the two spotties here from ARB. They're fantastic. They're switched individually. I'll show you how we do that in a minute. We've got the GME UHF with the XRS unit inside. So we do have the tall and the short different twin antenna kits. We've got the ARB bull bar, the Summit bar, I'm pretty sure it is, with a Warn winch in there as well. So I think that's the 9,000 pound Warn winch. Down underneath, we do have the ARB bash plates with the tow hooks as well, or the recovery points there as well. So they've never been used because I've never had to be pulled out anywhere just yet. So mounted off the Pioneer roof rack, we've actually got the ARB pull-out awning. I don't have any of the walls or anything with that. We just have that as a straight awning if I'm sleeping under a swag, so that keeps it pretty simple. I've got to get this front windows tinted because I know it looks terrible. But that's about it on this side, so we'll go and have a look at the back. So on the back, we've got the Kamar rear bar system. So we've got the one wheel carrier off to the left with your dual jerry cans off to the right. So they swing away nice and easy. And if we have a quick look inside, I've got the ARB 60 litre fridge with the MSA drop slide. So that's pretty handy. It gets it right down. They're nice and easy to get access to everything that we want there. And I've got the dual ARB drawer system. Now, It's pretty unique. If you're going to put one of these in, you can't really change the configuration, and they're like a Meccano set. So if you're going to put one of those in, make sure you allocate yourself a bit of time and get that put in. I did have to pull it out so that I could put in this little panel in here, a little switchboard panel. So that runs my fridge, but then I've got a whole set of lights here. These are just the cheap kits you can buy online from eBay. But that allowed me to have a couple more USBs, and I ran a separate Anderson all the way to the back. So in underneath here, I've got my compressor, and I can pull a lead out and plug it straight in there direct to the dual battery. So that's really handy. And then if I want to charge anything up like phones or GoPros while we're traveling, we can utilize those USBs and put everything in the drawer. We also put our remote control cars there as well and charge those batteries while we're going along. So that's a really handy little addition that I've done. I've just got to fix up a little clip there, haven't quite finished that job. Here, we always run Heyman Reese hitch with the drop hitch. So if you've got a 200 series, the first thing you really need to go out and buy is some sort of drop hitch, because in the 200, the socket for the tow hitch is actually into the rear bar. It's not bolted down and lower as an add-on, which then allows that to drop to match up to caravans. So yeah, if you're going to tow and you've got a 200, and you're going to have to go out and get something like this straight away. Down under here, we do run the 12 pin, but I have removed anything out of that bottom side. There is a constant 12 volt in there still. We've got our red, which is to run our solar panel, so we can charge up and run a solar panel from there. And the gray runs to the caravan. That runs off the main starter battery, and that will keep the caravan charged up while we're driving. So we're using the alternator in the truck to power up the caravan. Alright, so when you're full driving, look, you definitely need some good mats. I've got the 3D Max Track mats. They're pretty cool, pretty bulletproof to be honest. In my reversing, I do have this Safety Dave camera that runs back to the rear camera on the caravan, so when I'm reversing. And I've just got my XRS unit there for UHF. Down under here, we do have our two lights here, so I can basically have one, when I put my high beams on, that will be the light bar, and that one there would be the spotty. So you can turn them on and off or have them part of your headlights. It's really up to you which way you want to wire them. You can do every combination there. So they're kind of handy little switches to have. The Red Arc controller here, the brake controller for the caravan, I highly recommend those. I wouldn't put another one in other than that. Underneath the dash under here is the actual unit. It's quite small, but that's really easy to change. And if you need to do auto braking, you can push on there and it'll activate the brakes. We'll do another video around that one specifically. Let's go and have a look under the bonnet. So as I mentioned, we've got dual batteries running. Over this side, it's the Optima 80, which to be honest is not big enough. I do want to upgrade this and put a lithium in here. I don't have anything in here yet, like a catch can, which we're about to be putting in. The vehicle does have the diff breathers, which is great, and transmission breather, I believe. So that's kind of handy. And then you've just got all your isolators down under here for dual batteries and all the stuff that's wired in the back there. Now, so for our solar charging and dual battery systems, we do use the BCDC 1225D, and that's where I can plug in a solar panel as well. But if you're going to plug the solar panel in here, you can't have your regulator. So two regulators basically cancel each other out. So that just goes straight to a panel if you're going to use that one. Now there is one more thing to show you, but I've got to get under the car. Now we're all aware this is a twin turbo V8, 650 Newton meters torque at the motor. That thing uses a lot of fuel. Now you hear all these different stories out there, ranging from, you know, probably around town without any gear on it, you're probably going to get around 12. This was running 13.9 when we had the old RT Toyo tyres on it. Now that we put the 33s, it's definitely jumped up to about 14.9. So if you think that putting a bigger tyre size on isn't going to affect your fuel, well, I'll be honest, it will. So this does have the really big long range tank on it. So I'll just show you that. There you go. So I think it's all up 260 litres. Now, if I'm going to fill this up at 260 litres, I think I get 1,000 Ks out of it when we're towing. So with our caravan, it's a full 3.5 ton. So we're looking at getting about 1,000 kilometers per tank at 260 litres. And at the current fuel price, which I think is at nearly $2.40, I think that makes that $660 odd. I'll do the maths and I'll put it in here for you, but that is a huge amount of money to travel 1,000 kilometers. I don't know, is it worth it? The Cruiser is so comfy. I do love it. It's got the GVM upgrade. You wouldn't want to tow anything else. It's so safe like that. Anyway, we're gonna do a trip into Central Oz and I'll be talking about that a little bit more coming up soon. The things I plan to do the truck next are definitely some rock sliders and some scrub bars because I've found it a bit challenging on a few of the tracks we've been doing at the moment, trying not to beat the truck up. I definitely want to do that lithium battery upgrade in the front. We'll look at doing that in the caravan at the same time. And I really want to organise the back drawers a little bit better. I want to get the compressor mounted properly. I want to get external hoses so I can just plug them in and then get some rear lighting in the back of that I guess the rear seat section area where it was. Normally the 7-seaters, but they no longer exist, they're all gone. There just doesn't seem to be enough light in there at night when you're trying to work in that area. So the switch panel I have is definitely something that I want to have there to be able to turn on some lights. I want to get a rear light off the back of the truck as well, like a work light. So we'll wire one of those up. And I'm sure there's plenty other gadgets, some seat covers. I haven't got any awesome seat covers at the moment, so I want to get a pair of those. And I think that's about it on the list at the moment, but there's always extra stuff you can add. Hey, if you've got something you think I should add, put it in the comments below. I'd love to see what I need to get. So thanks very much everyone for watching our 200 series walk around, AKA the Rhino. If that's got you inspired to add something to your rig, hey, let us know. I'd love to hear what you're putting onto your 200 series. Is there something in here that you saw you'd like to ask me a question about? Pop one in below, I'd love to answer that for you. And if you think there's something I need to add to this truck, let us know. I know those windows are something that's been bugging me and I've got to get that done. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you stay safe. We'll catch you next time when we hitch up for our next adventure. Cheers. We started out running with, hello Roxy. We did start out running with the Cooper. Oh no, sorry Roxy, what are you doing? Hey, away, go. Get away, away, away.